What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and in this video, I want to give you my review of the PreSonus Revelator IO24. The Revelator is a product series from PreSonus that's aimed at gamers, streamers, podcasters, and it started with the Revelator USB mic, and now we have the Revelator IO24, and I'm sure we'll see other Revelator products in the future. So this is a two-channel interface that has built-in DSP to allow you to process your signal on the way in, and it also has Loopback mixer that allows you to take multiple sources from your computer, audio sources, and route them into your stream that you can monitor and send out to everybody when you're streaming. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is the only interface that has built-in DSP and a Loopback mixer. I could be wrong on that. But I purchased this from Sweetwater because a lot of y'all have been wanting me to do more live YouTube mixing, and I think this will help with that. And also, for when I'm podcasting, I'm tired of doing so much post-processing to my voice. I want something that I can process it more on the way in and not have to deal with it in post. All right, let's take a closer look. So we'll take a closer look at the Revelator IO24 here. I won't spend too much time on this because really what makes this is the software. But we've got two preamps here on the front, and I guess worth noting, this has X Max L preamps, where the Quantum line and the iStation 24C has X Max preamps. Not sure the difference of those, but I feel like it might be worth mentioning. So these preset buttons allow you to toggle presets for the channel. You can select the channel with this, and this one in the middle takes you back. And then this knob here allows you to toggle between, you got headphones, input and output balance, and speakers, and you can mute the speakers here. One thing I quickly wanted to do, or noticed that you couldn't do with this, is I would love a way to quickly mute your channel from the interface. Right now you have to jump into the software to mute it, and if I could, I don't know, maybe hold this and quickly mute it, because if you're podcasting, if you cough or clear your throat, sneeze, or, something, you're about to make a noise and you need to quickly mute, it'd be nice to do that from the interface than having to jump into the control software and do that. On the back, you've got MIDI, you've got your two main outs, headphones, and you've got your USB connection there. Also worth mentioning, if you download the UC Surface app, you have control over the Revelator as well as other PreSonus interfaces you may have right from your mobile device. This is the Revelator software, and I can do everything that I can do on my iMac from the iPad here with the app. I'm going to say pretty much everything. It may not be exactly everything, but I mean, from what I can see here, I have control over everything I need from the iPad. So this is the software for the Revelator IO24. You got to download the Universal Control software in order to access this. And we've got two channels, which is the two mic pre channels, and then we have a playback and two virtual playbacks. So 3 playback sources you can have here, which is more than enough for what I feel most people would use this for. We also have a reverb here if you wanted to add that. Separate headphone mixes here. And at the top here, so I'm speaking into the PreSonus PD70, which is their dynamic broadcast microphone, and I'm not using the fat channel or DSP. This is just what it sounds like going directly into the interface. And if you watch my review on the PD70, I wasn't a fan of it on my voice. But with the Revelator, I can now engage the fat channel and shape the sound the way that I want it. And I've done that here. So this is, well, without the fat channel. And this is now with the fat channel. And you see, we also have access to this preset selector, which you got 14 total presets here. 8 of them have been done by PreSonus, and then you have 6 user presets that you can add. And the one I'm using right now is called PD70 because I specifically crafted this for the sound that I wanted on this mic. So let's open up the fat channel and take a look at that. 80 hertz high pass filter. Got the gate going a little bit here. EQ. The PD70 I felt did not have enough low end, so I'm adding a little bit of low end here at 100 hertz. And we're doing a little bit of compression here. Really, I'm not setting it to really compress unless I get really loud, but you also have a limiter on the end of your signal, and then this doubler you hear is under this voice tab here. You can switch. We got what, 5 different, no, 6 different effects that you can go through here. And this would activate if I turned this on. So now that's the effect. And let's get out of the fat channel. On the left, you can see those two. You can swap between the preset button on the front toggles between these two presets. And then Space Overlord, this is a hotkey that I've not found a way to rename this. I'm not sure that you can, but if we click it, we've got an effect there. We've got an effect there. And if you click it, I'm not going to speak with it on, but you can see over here we have the option to change that. So check. So you have the ability to set whatever you want to there for that. So I'm going to show you now, because we've got these 3 playback. I'm going to play back from Studio One as well as Logic, just to show you this works with pretty much any DAW. You just have to set the output of the DAW to either Virtual A, Virtual B, or just its main outputs playback will come through here. So I'll set that up and we'll be right back. So Loopback is really easy to use. I've got Studio One and Logic both playing at the same time here. And you can see Studio One outputs are set to just the main outputs. And in Logic, we are, did it stop playing? There we go. Okay. Logic, see the output is set to Stream Mix A. Yeah, Logic is freaking out because I got screen flow going at the same time here. But go back to Universal Control. So this is Studio One. And this is Logic. So very easy to set up that loopback. Final thoughts on the Revelator IO24. So yes, this is for podcasters. Yes, this is for streamers, but don't sleep on this if you do strictly music, because it's more than capable of handling your recording duties. And then if you ever want to go live or stream, you're already set up to do that with this interface. Now, if you're using this for strictly music, you can, of course, use the fat channel to process the signal on the way in. But, if you don't really know what you're doing with EQ and compression, you can really mess up your signal. So, I would recommend against that unless you're just really confident in your setting up EQ and compression for tracking. Now, I've been using this to record my podcast, the Faders Up podcast. If you're into pro audio, definitely check it out. I'll have a link in the description. I've been using this for the last few months, and I love being able to process my voice on the way in because it's just less processing that I have to do when it comes time to edit the podcast. So I'm really loving this interface, but there is some things that I would definitely want to see added or changed. The first thing I already mentioned about the mute button, like I said, if I cough, clear my throat or whatever, I would love to be able to quickly be able to mute my mic from the interface. And right now I have a little box called sign off. That's just a foot switch that the mic goes through that mutes the mic. So I've been using that, but I would love to be able to do it from the interface. Another thing I would like to see is if you have PreSonus Sphere and you have all of the fat channel EQs and compressors. But in this fat channel, we just have, I would just call these the standard ones. These are the 2 that typically come with it, the passive and vintage, and then the compressor, the tube and FET. I would like to see the rest of the fat channel compressors and EQs come to this. That would be nice. And I'd also like to see the mix effects in Studio One. You have like the console emulations. I would like to see that added here as well. It'd be cool to add some saturation and going on the way in as well. And the last thing I would say I'd like to see added is a way to import fat channel presets. So I've created this preset here, but if I had a preset for my vocal already, like in Studio One, I would like to be able to import that into here. So that would be nice as well. So those are some things that I would like to see added here. I forgot to mention it, but of course this does come with Studio One Artist. So this has a, it's a complete package. You get the interface, you get the DAW, and I don't know why PreSonus isn't selling this with the PD70 and making like a streaming package, because with the PD70, with the Revelator IO24, you have a mic interface, and then it comes with Studio One, so you have a DAW, so you have everything you need set up there. So there's my review of the Revelator IO24. I'd imagine at some point in the future we'll see a 4-channel version of this, but if you're a podcaster, streamer, content creator, this one is definitely worth checking out and should be high on your list, especially for the price. I mean, this is $199, and like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know another interface that does DSP and Loopback. Other interfaces with DSP, you've got the Universal Audio Solo, that's $600. Apogee Duet 3, that's $650. Apogee Symphony Desktop, that's $1,500. And I don't think that any of those have Loopback. So yeah, for $200, I really think PreSonus could have got away with a little more for this, but because you can get, I mean, $200 2-channel interfaces, there's plenty of those out there, but adding the DSP and Loopback, yeah, I think they could have got away with a little bit more for that, but not mad at the price of $199 at all. And like I said, you should definitely check out if you're, doing content creation as well as just music, because it's great for that too. All right, if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate a thumbs up. If you want to continue to see content from me, then you know what to do. All right, any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time. If you're interested in having me mix your song and my mastering engineer D. Lyles master it, check my link tree in this video description. From there, you can email me, you can visit my website, and check out mixes that I've done.